Hey everyone, it's Stazzy. I'm going to do my review of Lainey's Mom, which is the 18th episode of the second season of School. I'm just going to preface this with saying I was not very happy with the way they handled this episode. The performances were really great. I think AJ, Megan Price, Brian Callen, they were amazing. So were Tim, Brett, and Hanifa and the kids, but I'd have no qualms with their performances. The only thing is that this episode just gave me so many opinions on what they could have done better and what they could have included that would have helped develop the storyline just a little bit better. So I'm not going to go scene by scene like I normally do. I think what I'm just going to do is tell you what I liked and what I disliked about the episode. The first thing I'm going to do is do the problems that I have with this episode. The first problem that I really had was that Rick was the one to encourage her to call her mom. Now, at the beginning of the episode, they talk about Lainey talks about how she's scared to call her mother, and she keeps, trying to dial it. Then she hangs up, and then she's on a different phone, and she the one with the scene with the payphone, how she doesn't want that because it's gross and she doesn't like what she's wearing. Like her mom could see that anyway, but I thought that was kind of funny. Just making up excuses so she didn't have to call her. And then she makes this comment that so she went to the best coach she knew to help coach her through it. And I understand that part. And I understand Rick has known her longer. Rick, was her teacher, was her mentor, known her longer. And I totally get that. But I'm not quite sure why they chose Rick or why she even went to Rick. And I know that Lainey could have probably been embarrassed to go to anybody else, and maybe she thought that Rick would be more understanding. I'm not really sure, but why she would go to Rick, especially because she had they had a big episode a few episodes ago where she was connecting with Claudia over their problems with their mothers, and she also connected to John, and John encouraged her to do these things too. So I'm not sure why she didn't go to John, but could have been, that she's known Rick longer, probably. But we learn, later when he kind of kidnaps her or unnaps her, as he says, that when Rick does that, he tells her about his stepdad and how he wished he would have been able to connect with his stepdad, and he doesn't have that opportunity anymore, but Lainey does. And I get that too. And that's how they connected a little bit later in the episode. And maybe that's why he, encouraged her so much. My other problem with this episode was why CB was helping out with the robotics club. And they even kind of made a joke about it. Wilma was like, why? He's an English teacher. Why is he helping me out? And, and they kept making it a bit almost like they kept referring back to it. Why is an English teacher there? And then Wilma made some comment later about that she left CB along with the robotics club, and breakdancing in a science lab is not going to work out well. Well, that was kind of funny, but it was almost a joke that they just kept referring to it. Why is an English teacher helping out with a robotics club? And it's almost like they knew it wasn't the right choice, but they needed something for Brett to do or for CB to do in this episode, so they had to find something for him to do. I just wanted to scream at them. Why didn't you let him go with Lainey to see her mom? But anyway, he's her best friend. He after all, why wouldn't he be a better person to encourage her and take her to see her mom? I just can so see this alternate version where, he's the one who kind of kidnapped her or unnapped her and took her to see her mom. And I think that to me, it would have felt better. It would have flowed better. And maybe even have Rick help out with the robotics club because he is a coach and he could coach the kids. And, he helped out with the mathletes in that one episode too. So I'm thinking that, he could have done that too. And that would have really helped. I think just switching CB and Rick in this episode would have helped so much and would have made the storyline a lot better and would have made the story a little bit more believable. I think, CB and Lainey have grown so close together this season that I just think he would have been a better choice to encourage her and go with her. And I'm not sure why she didn't go to him. It could be the crush thing. It could be that she's still feeling uncomfortable. Maybe she's still having some, reservations about that. I don't know, but I have nothing against Brian Callen or Rick. But just maybe they needed something for Rick to do too. I don't know. Rick is such a beloved character in this season, in this series, that I guess they just had to have something for him to do. And I believe school was originally created for him, if I'm not mistaken. But sometimes I feel like they are purposely not putting in CB and Lainey together. They only had like a 5-second scene in this episode where she was trying to call her mother, and then she saw him coming and was like, "Oh, I'm going to make this excuse, and I'm going to make this excuse that that CB's carrying his lunch. I'm just going to ask him if I can carry his lunch for him. That looks really heavy. Let me carry that for you." But they had like that one little scene, just that one little crumb, as a friend of mine put it on Twitter. Crumbs is all we got. But it seems like they're kind of avoiding it in some of the episodes, and I hate that, because I just think if they're best friends, wouldn't they have more scenes together? Wouldn't they be more involved together? I'm hoping that they're going to have a bigger payoff later this season, or either next season, where we see them more together, or maybe it's just not going to happen and we're just getting our hopes up for nothing, which I hope that's not the case. We have 3 episodes left. We have one on April 15th, and then I'm not sure if we're going to get the other 2 episodes, because I know they did not film. They filmed the season finale, and I don't think Brett said on Twitter that they didn't film the one before the season finale. And last season, the last 2 episodes, CB Likes Lainey and Dr. Barry, kind of flowed together and were connected together. So I'm hoping that if we do get the finale, that we'll be able to understand what happened the episode before. If they don't flow together and they're completely separate, that would be better, because then we won't get so confused about what happened. Or maybe they'll release the script or something to help us understand it. I'm not sure. I'm hoping that CB and Lainey are going to get together, but lately I've just have not been sure. I've had lots of doubts, and and then another part of me is like, well, why would they build up their relationship in this past season if they're not going to pay it off later? So, I'm still holding out hope, but a part of me is starting to doubt now. I think just because I have so much time on my hands now with this whole coronavirus thing, that just got so much time on my hands being home, that I just think about it a lot more, and can read into things that I shouldn't be doing. I should just be optimistic about it and like it. But some things that I would have liked to have seen in this episode, and were CB taking her to see her mom first and foremost. I even joked with Lainey Likes CB on Tumblr that I have half a mind to write an alternate version, fanfic alternate version, where CB goes with her instead of Rick. And I think that would have been fun for him to go, because then maybe Lainey's mom mistakes him for her boyfriend or her husband, and how awkward that would have been for her. But maybe that was a little bit too much for her to have to deal with in this episode. But I think once Lainey cleared that up, the mom would either flirt with him or either ask him, why are you 2 not together? Because he clearly has a thing for you. Like, she would be able to see right through CB and know that he has a thing for her. And of course she knows already, but even though he's over the crush, he's over the crush in quotation marks. I'm not quite sure that's true. I'm hoping that we will see. If it's not later, we'll see. How I just think it would be awkward too, with her talking about Barry, her relationship with Barry, because she talked with her mom about how she was dating Barry Goldberg, and she said, "Oh, I remember that kid. Did he ever grow into his hair?" I thought that was so funny. So he's so true about with Barry. If you've ever watched the Goldbergs, I thought that was so funny. Maybe I'm just being petty, but I just think CB would have been a better choice for her, and maybe they could have some kind of, when she runs out of the, I guess it's Alcoholics Anonymous. They didn't say it for sure, but I'm pretty sure that's what the mom went to, and she was given her little token for her 5-year sobriety when she ran out of there, because she saw the other supporters of her were saying that she was like a mom to her, and she kind of got upset about that and ran out. And I think Rick did a good job, or Brian Callen did a good job there, supporting her. But I still think CB would have been a better choice. And maybe they could have had some kind of, I just think he would have been able to comfort her a little bit more. But what I liked about this episode was that Lainey finally got to see her mom. I really think that's a good thing for Lainey, and that she finally was able to make peace with her mom and able to see that her mom has changed, truly has changed. And I like that her mom said that she wanted to get better before she reconnected with her, because what if she fell off the wagon again, and that would disappoint Lainey all over again. So she wanted to make sure she was completely clean before, she reconnected with Lainey. And I really thought that was awesome. I'm wondering if they're going, and they at the end of the episode, Lainey and her mom, Lainey said she wanted her mom in her life. They said they wanted to be involved in each other's lives now and to take it day by day. And I'm wondering if they're going to keep continuing with this, if they're going to keep bringing Megan Price on the show, either the rest of the season or next season, and kind of, bring her in and have her be an integral part of her life. And I'm really excited about that, because I want to see more of her in there. And what I'm praying they're not going to do is have something happen to her dad, because I'm not sure, but I think I read somewhere that her dad has some kind of heart attack or something. I need to look that up, but has some kind of heart attack or something in the future and passes away. And I'm not sure. You can put it in the comments if I need to actually research that before I say for sure. But I'm hoping they're not bringing the mom in because something's going to happen to her dad, and they wanted her mom there to be a comfort to her. But I'm not sure, but I think I read somewhere that something happens to the dad. So I'm hoping that's not why they're bringing in the mom. Something's going to happen to her dad. So I hope that they're bringing in the mom just to help her get over these issues of, things that she's having in her life that she's trying to get over. I think also this episode would have been better placed after moving on. And I think the show has a tendency to start a storyline, and then they have an episode just inserted in there. It has nothing to do with the storyline. It's like, I think after Beanie Babies, they had I think it was the boy band episode was next. I'm not quite sure, but they put in an episode where it has nothing to do with anything. And then you're like, well, what was that storyline in the last episode? Why didn't they continue that? Why didn't, it's confusing. And, I think before Friendsgiving and Beanie Babies, they had the Pokemon Society in the middle, and you never really got to see CB and Lainey living together. And there was never a mention of that. She just got a job at a video store to help pay for things. And, it really didn't make sense. And that's the whole thing one of the criticisms I have of this show is that they will, they'll have a storyline going and then they'll stop it and they'll ignore it for 2 episodes. And it gets really confusing and daunting, because you're like, I want to know what happens to these characters. I don't want to see them doing other things. I want to know what the storyline was. And they did have 3 episodes that flowed together. Titanic Love, Singled Out, and Moving On kind of flowed together. But then after that, it just seemed like they didn't really flow, and the storylines didn't really go into each other. So I'm hoping that they will continue with Lainey's mom. And like I said, I think this episode would have fit better after Moving On. That would have made more sense to me. But another thing that I liked about this episode was that the robots, I thought that was kind of cute. And the Caroline, the new student, haven't seen her before. And Wilma was wanting her to improve their chances in the robotics competition. And her little robot just destroyed the other one that the kids had made. I thought that was really cute. I think it was Aaron, Tom, and Lana were the other students. And that was just so funny. It completely destroyed it. That was funny to me. But I think the whole storyline there was trying to help Wilma realize that she should have listened to other people's opinions and not just her own, and to let the kids work together as a team and not just ignore other people's ideas. And I didn't like the way she talked to CB, though. I was like, why are you don't like talking to my baby like that? No one wanted to hear his opinions, and the look on his face when he said that. Oh, You know how I love CB, so it kind of made me angry at Wilma there for a second. But also, what I liked was Wilma's wardrobe. Wilma, I keep forgetting to mention that Wilma as like the is an awesome dresser. I love her clothes, like her dresses, the wrap dresses, especially every week. I want to raid her wardrobe. I love her. I love her outfits. Just so beautiful, and that's my style is dresses. I love wearing dresses. So just seeing her in those dresses just are just so awesome. I love them. Every single one, every single thing she wears, I want. um, I also liked CB's little robot bit that he kept doing. I thought it was so cute. Brett is so talented, and I love how he puts his own little quirks and things that he can do, his talents, his breakdancing, and his voices and everything. I love how he puts that into this character, and it just makes CB so more well-rounded. And I'd love when he does that. If you want to check out some gifts that Little Quiet Canadian did on Tumblr, you can go check hers out. There's some really cute gifts that she did of Brett being the robot or CB being the robot. Moving on to next episode, we're going to be getting another one in 2 weeks on April 15th. It's going to be called A Principal for a Day. And the description says that Rick gets jealous of a doctor friend of Julie's. So here we going back to Rick and Julie again. So you know how much I love Rick and Julie. I've said that before in several videos that I've done. I just love Rick and Julie. I think they are so adorable as a couple. And maybe they'll have some kind of big moment since he's so jealous of this other doctor character. Maybe they'll have some big moment, and I'm crossing my fingers that he proposes soon, because, that's one of the things that I'm hoping for in this season, not only for CB and Lainey to have some kind of moment, but I'm hoping Rick and Julie will get together or get married or get engaged at least. I'm really excited about that. I've been looking at the promo stills. I looked at those for Principal for a Day, the next episode. And there's pictures of Wilma and some guy that's either playing basketball or helping Rick with basketball, some kind of thing going on there. But I'm thinking it may be the doctor friend of Julie's. And I'm thinking he might develop some kind of thing for Wilma, or Wilma either develops a thing for him. So maybe we'll get some kind of love interest for Wilma. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm very excited for that one. I also wanted to say that I was talking with a friend about, I'm hoping that they don't put Wilma and CB together, because I really want him to be with Lainey. I don't have any, I don't have any, I'm not totally against that, but I don't want it to happen. I don't have any problems with them being together. I just don't want that to happen. I think she's a little bit too old for him anyway, but, that's neither here nor there. But I think they kind of settled that in Titanic Love, how Johnny Atkins, and not sure how Johnny Atkins would feel about that anyway. I always think that Johnny Atkins and Wilma have some secret thing going on. I have that in the back of my head all the time, but I don't think they'll get CB and Wilma together. They kind of settled that in the Titanic Love episode, that she doesn't like good guys. She likes bad boys. And so maybe we'll see her in some kind of relationship soon. Maybe this guy, this doctor friend of Julie's, or either it's another guy. I'm not quite sure, but we'll see if that pans out for her. Another part, the other storyline of the new episode is going to be that Glasscut appoints CB principal after he has surgery. So I'm interested to see how that's going to work out. I don't know if it'll be a complete disaster or if it'll go really well. I'm hoping the kids won't completely see him as a pushover and try to get away with stuff, but that would be funny if they did, what kind of jokes or something they would play on him or try to get away with. That would be kind of funny. We also see that Lainey has to deal with the mean girls in school. I'm not sure if it's John that's going to ask her or if CB is going to ask her to deal with them, but I'm interested to see how that's going to go. And that Lainey used to be a mean girl when she was in school. So I'm going to see how she kind of connects with that. And they're either going to be really scared of her, or they're going to try to intimidate her. And I'm hoping they'll, tap into, I always have this in the back of my mind. I'm always thinking of how could CB and Lainey get together in these episodes. So the one thing I was kind of hoping for is that they'll tap into her feelings about CB. Maybe they'll say something that makes her uncomfortable or question her relationship with Barry. Something. Maybe we'll see how it goes. Or maybe they could be spreading rumors again about them. Something. We'll see how it goes. I try not to read too much into it because I know it's only a 21-minute show and they're all in it for the laughs and not the drama. But I think it would be a good dynamic to bring in her feelings again regarding Barry. After the singled out episode, they just completely dropped it, and it kind of looked, toward the end of the episode when she hugged Barry and looked over at CB in his classroom. And I've said this before, how Barry was blurred out and CB was in full focus. And she kind of made a face like she wasn't quite sure, if she made the right choice. So, they completely dropped that. And I was hoping that they would address it, and moving on, or either the next episode after that, but they've just completely dropped it. And that kind of irritates me a little bit. Clearly, she was questioning her choice between to be with Barry or to explore other things like CB, to explore other guys like CB. And Wilma told her, maybe Barry's holding you back, and that's making her doubt. But maybe we'll see that in this episode. I'm kind of hoping we will. Well, we've seen Lainey deal with her mother. We've seen with her deal with her rock star issues. And this may be time to deal with this, with the Barry situation. And I'm thinking maybe her mother will help her out in the future. Maybe they're bringing in the mom for this purpose. And maybe that's why they've decided to let her reconnect with her mom, not just to get over, the issues she had with her, but maybe it's going to be something to help her with her future. To quit holding on to the past and focus on the future, or maybe even Rick or Wilma will help her as well. But you can clearly tell I want CB and Lainey together, and I don't have anything against Barry. I know a lot of people probably think I do. I really don't have anything against Barry. It's just that I think CB is a better match for her now at this point in her life. And I just kind of want them to kind of let go of Barry a little bit. I know it's just a kind of a weird thing for me. I mean, I really want her to be with CB. I do want her to be happy though. I don't want them to just, completely ignore Barry and kick him out of the show and not even mention him again. I think she's going to need some time. If they do break up, she's going to need time to figure out what she wants and not just completely jump towards somebody else. But so that's going to be a big blow to her, especially because they've been together almost a year now. If you think about, like, last May was when they got together again. So it's been almost a whole year. But I told you last time that I truly believe that CB is the one for her now. And I think, they complement each other so well. And even AJ and Brett are all for it. In several interviews I've seen with them, they really would like to see that happen. So we'll see if it does. But my overall review of this episode, Lainey's mom, would just be 4 out of 5 stars this time, because I kind of think they made the wrong choice with who should have went with her to see her mom. I think CB should have been the one to go with her, since he knows her so well and he's her best friend and she trusts him. I just think she would know. He probably already knows about these issues there anyway. So I'm thinking that's, he would have made a better choice. Let me know what you liked and didn't like about this episode. I've talked to several people already, and a lot of people agree with me about the CB thing. So, but tell me what you liked and what you didn't like, and what do you think will happen in the next episode? What do you think is going to happen in Principal for a Day? So just let me know. You can either let me know on Tumblr or Twitter, or you can make a comment down below. All my links are there. I hope you're staying safe again. I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you next time when we do another review of the next episode. Bye. See you later.